What's that? Up in the sky. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? No, it's a wide receiver. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown, the sun god. Apparently, he's going to return to practice today for the Detroit Lions. See if he can test out that ankle and be ready to play against New England Sunday in Foxborough. That we're going to dive into today, along with who the heck is Weasel Zappe, Billy Zappe, something Zappe, the quarterback we're going to face in what is perhaps the must-win of all must-win games for the Detroit Lions. Dan Campbell and everybody else wearing a blue and silver uniform. Let's dive into that and so much more in today's Lions Talk Live. Well, greetings and salutations, everybody out there in YouTube land. I am your host, Dan Thornton, and we are diving into today, Friday's version of Lions Talk Live, as we get ready for the showdown between the once powerful, righteous empire of the New England Patriots taking on our 1-3 Detroit Lions. Both teams need to get a win in the worst way possible, and let's face it, if we don't get it here, we're not winning next week as it's a bye. So with that being said, good news just hit at noon today during Dan Campbell's presser to media and support staff. He talked about many factors, one of which is that Amon-Ra St. Brown, the greatest receiver ever in Detroit Lions history from 2021 to current, is out there and he is practicing on the field, trying to give it a go, making sure the Lions receiving core is as near full strength as possible in what is absolutely a make or break game for the team. But with St. Brown's return, we're also seeing a number of other Lions that appear to be ready to play this week. Jonah Jackson looks like he's going to possibly have a go, although that may be a game time decision. 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time today, the Lions will give out their next and probably final report on injuries leading into this weekend's contest. He, along with a number of other players, such as Quintus Cephas, Josh Reynolds, etc., are going to talk about whether or not they'll be able to play. We also know DJ Shark returned to practice yesterday on a limited basis. So if all of them play along with St. Brown on the field, it does look like the Lions potentially for the first time in weeks would have a full complement of receivers. That will perhaps take some of the shine off TJ Hockenson, who had a breakout performance this past weekend when he placed the Seattle Seahawks. As you probably all know, 179 yards, 2 touchdowns for the tight end, who'd been under a little bit of fire so far this year for his lack of production. So with all that being said, let's talk about a few things. This channel is looking to grow, and it can grow with your help. If you are able to, go ahead and smash with an atomic elbow down on your screen or telephone and hit the subscribe button. If you would, go out of your way to hit that like button. Go ahead and push, push, push. Tell your mama, tell your friends, tell everybody you know about this channel, because we want to bring you daily content, live streams, all the fun stuff. And if you can help me, I will try to help you. But never fear, where there's good news, there's bad news. As all Detroit Lions fans know, you cannot have too much of one without the other. Charles Harris, who came over to Detroit as a free agent in 2021, had a breakout season by his career standards. He had such a great season that the team rewarded him with a 3-year contract. But so far in 2022, his production has been meh at best. So with that being said, his injury yesterday late in practice appears like it is going to limit his ability to play Sunday. They're going to try him out today, let him rest tomorrow, and then it will more than likely, according to Coach Dan Campbell, be a game time decision. He, Harris, and Aiden Hutchinson are rumored to be going back to 2-point stances, as it would appear the Lions are going to trend backwards to last year's defense of a 3-4 alignment versus this year's 4-3. The hopes is that they'll be able to clean up a little bit of the gaps in the run game and get a little bit more pressure on opposing quarterbacks, which has been a sore subject with Aaron Glenn and the Detroit Lions defense. Let's talk about the New England Patriots real quick. Mac Jones appears that he is not going to be able to play this weekend. We know Brian Hoyer, his replacement and the number 2 on the depth chart for New England, is definitely out. He's been put on the IR and is going to miss at least the next 4 games with concussion protocol symptoms. So with that being said, if Mac does play, he's going to be returning after 2 weeks from a high ankle sprain. So an already limited mobility quarterback is going to be even more mobility challenged. But if we do not see Mac Jones, we're going to see that crazy cracker drafted in the 4th round, Billy Zappe. Who is he? Well, he's a guy who threw for over 5,000 yards in college, had over 60-some touchdowns, so he's no stranger to slinging the ball all around. Last game, he went 10 out of 19 throwing the ball with a touchdown as New England nearly pulled off the upset over the Green Bay Packers. With all that being said, he's got one of the coolest names out there for a quarterback. So let's real quickly talk about the fact that Detroit does have the worst defense in all the NFL, and we find New England's not very far behind. New England's struggling to stop anybody while they're also struggling to score. Billy Zappe, the 4th rounder, is going to have a hard time, I'm predicting, to scoring points and keeping up with Jared Goff and the Lions offense, especially if St. Brown is ready to go, adding another element that the New England Patriots are going to have to plug in and how to stop. Josh Reynolds has been breaking out. Williams has been running the ball in Swift's absence incredibly well. The offensive line, even though they're missing people, continues to perform at a high level. Taylor Deckard and Penei Sewell were both talked about by Dan Campbell today, and he gave tons of credit to both of them, saying they're playing some of the best tackle play in all the NFL. Let's talk a little bit about predictions for this game. Go ahead and leave an L for Detroit and the Lions, or if you can, leave an NE for the Pats in New England in the comments section below. In fact, take it a step farther. Help me understand what you think the score is going to be. Maybe give a thought or two about what you think about the channel. If you can, L for the Lions, NE for New England, and tell us what you think your final score is going to be. I'm going to tell you what I'm projecting for this game. I'm picking Detroit 37, New England 21. I do believe the defense is going to take a step up. I do believe we're going to put a lot of pressure on Zappe and cause some confusion. He had a great first game, but I think he was playing off just pure grit and skills. This week we're going to have a little bit of time to prepare for him, and he's going to feel a little bit more nervous, especially if we can put some heat on him early. I believe that's going to make the difference in the game. So go ahead, leave your comments in the section below. I hope you all have a great day, and let's get ready for tomorrow's talk with Lions Talk Live.